Hey guys, so when you're ready to do your Playblast, and you might have some problems because everybody has a different computer and different things. So, the first one, just to get out of the way real quick, is if you are on a Mac, particularly the ones that were checked out from the school, when you go to do your Playblast, and you go to the Playblast options, inside of here, I'm on a PC, so I don't have the same option, but you would have one called most likely AV Foundation. And that's the one that you would want to use. And then encoding for the Mac, you would most likely just use the animation encoding if they have it, or the H.264, either one of those. So depending on what machine or whatever that you have, if you have any questions, to take a screenshot and send it to me. But if you're on a Mac, that's all you have to do. If you're on a PC, you have a few different options, depending on what is installed on your machine. Now, you can do AVI, but we have to do different things for it. And what I would suggest is, if you're on a PC, so that you can have, you notice I'm saving mine out as a QT, which is a QuickTime, using an H.264 encoding. So at 1280 by 720. So what you probably should do is go and then look up QuickTime download. And you'll find one that's the QuickTime download 7.7.9. And you want to get that for Windows. And download with Maya closed, download and install that. Okay? So that's one thing, and then you'll be able to spit them out, and you shouldn't have any problems with that. You also might need one more thing. So once I've gotten that, I also want to get a program called Handbrake. So just look up Handbrake download. And go to download, or Handbrake downloads, whichever one. And then you would actually go to, oh, bollocks. Let's try that again. Well, look at that. Getting weird stuff. Well, you know what? I've got Handbrake. I will put it, let's try 64-bit. Are you gonna like me there? No? Their site might be down. There's some weirdness on the internet going on today, so I can see that. So let's try one more thing. Let's just go straight to their site. Their site might be down. Of course it is. So I have the Handbrake exe. I will toss it into the files, download that, and install it. So what Handbrake is, let me just show you through. We go in. For your ball bounce, you want to do two videos. One, and I just threw this real quick, you'd have your different balls going down at the same time down the stairs. One from a view like this. And I have these lights in here. The one you should have that. If not, I will go over basically setting that up so we can get this. And all it really is, I'm going to delete those, and you see it's pitch black. I go to create lights, ambient light, and we see that's kind of icky. And we're going to go to the attribute editor and turn that down to like a 0.3. And let's give it just a slightly, maybe a little bit of a bluish tint, just a little bit, slightly, but really dark, 0.3, 0.2, something low. And no, this is an ambient light. And then I go create lights, directional light. And I'll scale that up, R, and just scale. And you can see I can move this so I can see shadows. And the important part about that is so I can see that these guys are actually touching the ground. So I position it in a way, I might even give these just a slight, now I can see the stairs, I can see the shadow of the balls, and I might even give it just a slight warmer color, maybe even intensify it just a little bit. Something like that. That looks nice. So that now when I animate it, you see I can see everything. We can just move these guys up so we don't have to see them. So I'll do one that'll be like this. Rewind. Only want to go as far as the animation is. I don't have to have all this extra, so I'll shrink it down to 90. So it's only going to play that. And I would do my Playblast. Make sure nothing is selected. Playblast. And that's after I've made my settings. And there we see it saved it into this folder. So the options, once again, I turn off all these. QuickTime, once I have QuickTime installed on the PC. H.264 encoding, 100% quality. Custom 1280 by 720. Scale 1. And then I want to save files. And then I can give it a name like ball final PER persp for perspective. It'll run its course and then it puts it into my movies folder of my project. Here it is here. So if I actually go in and I want to go to, oops, some extra stuff in there. There's my folder, final persp, and then I'd want a second one from the front view so I can make sure everything is hitting. So we zoom in. If you want, you can hit Alt or Option B to cycle between the backgrounds so we can really see them. Get them into frame. Just like that. And then do another one, but this time change the name Final Front. Oops, not front. Front. Now, I've got both my movies, and they should be a decent size. Now, if you could not get it, or if it's, I mean, these are super tiny, you should have no problem. And so, if I go to VoiceThread, I'll just pop into mine. Yay, we got some. And I go into, I find my, I'd create my folder. I want to create a new one. Create a new VoiceThread. Add media. I'm going to take both those files. Let's see if they come over. They upload. Ball. Bounce. Final. And I will just call it tie carrier. There we go. Everything else is the same. Save. And there they are. Now, if I tried to do an AVI or something and it doesn't want to, like if I want to try an AVI and I pull it in, it actually might work. It just might be a really big file. Like that one, the same one is like 266 megabytes. That's too big. So that's where Handbrake comes in. So I go into Handbrake. And this is if I couldn't get a QuickTime or if my file is too big. This only works on movies. And I would drag that AVI or whatever file that's just too big into Handbrake. I choose in a preset based off of the resolution. So the resolution I rendered this guy out to, remember, was HD 720. So that's 1280 by 720. So then I would say, oh, this is a 720. I want to do a very fast 720, 30 frames a second. MPEG 4, that's all good. So it basically adjusts all those things. H.264 again. Has all those things. If there was audio, we'll go over this later. It doesn't have audio. There's no track. I would turn that down. And then I could actually tell it, well, which folder do I want it to go into? Oh, jinkies. Silly line in the beginning. So I'm just going to go here. Get rid of that. And it's an M4V. Let's see if that'll work. So then I would just hit start encode. It'll encode it as an M4V. And now, let's see the M4V if we drag it in. And that works fine. Plus, that file, just to give you an idea, it originally was 266 megabytes. It just got shrunk to 1/3 of 1 megabyte. So it is super small now. And now I'm all set. Now I can just share the group. Yay. View and comment. It's all lovely. That's the one. And there it is right there. And now I can go in. I can see the animations. And they're super, super small file sizes. This is just one that I had in there. Cool? So let me know if you have any problems.